Imagine navigating a high-speed, high-stress environment where everyone else is reacting to the chaos while you calmly step through it. You aren't fighting the friction, you are managing it. That is the operating space of Farooq Agboola. He calls himself a catalyst. The name began as a joke. In February 2020, Agboola was settling into his dorm at Lagos State University. He and his new roommate were trading rapid-fire banter, throwing around standard campus nicknames. When it was Agboola's turn to pick a name, he stopped. 30 seconds of dead silence mid-joke is loud between strangers. His mind was loading a specific diagnosis, pulling away from the bravado and landing on a single word: catalyst. In chemistry, a catalyst is a substance that significantly speeds up a reaction between other elements, but exits the process completely unchanged. It enables the chaos, but it isn't consumed by it. Agboola realized he does the same to human nervous systems. Most people enter a room hunting for validation or dominance. Agboola walks in without an agenda. People's threat detection circuitry intuitively registers the absence of an agenda as safe, which causes the collective nervous state of the room to relax. This functions as a biological hack. While traditional extroverts burn through their social fuel to generate energy, Agboola regulates the crowd from the inside out, leaving the interaction with exactly what he brought in. The catalyst frequency is morally neutral. The same read of a room used to make people feel safe can be used to make them feel exposed. Power only dictates the speed of the reaction. The operator chooses the direction. During his teenage years in an all-boys secondary school, Agboola tested this through rage bait. He and his friends treated their classmates as scientific variables, mapping their emotional pressure points with alarming accuracy. They knew the exact sentence that would send a specific person over the edge. Agboola would apply precise friction to spark a conflict and quickly step back. He ensured his fingerprints were never on the ignition, watching the detonation from a distance while remaining structurally whole. This level of hidden control creates a specific side effect: the paradox of power and erasure. Because a catalyst operates quietly from the background, they frequently watch other people take credit for the successful social reactions they personally engineered. You become the perpetual anthropologist of your own life, analyzing others while your own trajectory stalls. A catalyst stuck in someone else's reaction never runs its own. By 2023, the exhaustion of managing the social chemistry of others forced a complete deconstruction of his reality. He was tired of generating value for rooms that didn't deserve it. This hyper-awareness resulted in a specific loneliness. He was present but slightly removed, constantly reading the temperature of a gathering instead of experiencing the moment. To break the cycle, Agboola executed a strategic withdrawal, the 2024 void year. He severed himself from every social reaction he had been enabling. Isolation provided the necessary bandwidth to point his highly perceptive frequency inward. He sat with his own thoughts to study the architecture of his own existence and decode exactly how his mind works when he steps into a space. He stopped observing external environments to rigorously examine the specific mechanisms of his own mind. He had to survive the void to map his internal blueprint. Leonardo da Vinci dissected corpses in candlelit rooms to understand how muscles attach to bone. Agboola brought that same analytical spirit to his own neurological wiring. He treated 6 years of shifted rooms as raw behavioral data for iterative refinement. By pulling his mind apart, he formally documented both the gift of his regulation and the shadow of the emotional toll it extracted. This isolation forged 5 unbreakable laws of operation. Law 5, that hardship is the gateway to ease, reflected the data from years of social labs, proving that his most draining collapses were the primary drivers of his current clarity. The remaining laws demanded aggressive operational chefs. He realized he had to instantly cut off energy vampires and prioritize interactions where true value overrides the time invested. This brutal deconstruction allowed Agboola to transition from merely surviving his abilities to taking active architectural ownership of them. 2026 marks a paradigm shift. Agboola is done just attending reactions. He is now building the laboratory. He translated the psychological map of his void year into a formal system. By pointing his existing professional background in AI automation, PR strategy, and event management at this psychological data, he created Catalyst OS. Catalyst OS leverages AI to architect physical spaces. The system ingests behavioral data, outputting commands through 3 architectural levers to produce specific emotional outcomes. Spatial design guides interaction, and guest curation selects the exact reactive elements, ensuring crowd chemistry is actively controlled. This framework materializes at Sneakers Fest 2026. It is a physical activation designed to hard-code feelings of safety, communion, and empowerment by dictating the room's energy from the ground up. He no longer reads the energy of the room. He is the foundation of the room itself. This entire physical laboratory is framed by a philosophical manifesto, the Denzel Reset. It uses the language of physics to describe personal transformation. The resistance you feel is just the friction of your old life trying to hold you back from your throne. In chemistry, a compound is the successful end product of a reaction. To achieve absolute freedom, a catalyst must step out of the background. Freedom requires you to overcome erasure. You have to stop giving your energy to undeserving rooms and finally put your name on your own compound. Absolute social power resides in the transition from regulation to architecture. It is the decision to stop managing the chaos of others and start building the kingdom where they reside.